Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Izekson Amidu YouTube Sports channel. As always, where we give analysis on the different sporting events that are taking place. But this time, I will be talking about most results from the international friendlies, from the World Cup qualifiers, from the Euro qualifiers, and even AFCON qualifiers that were played yesterday. That will be part of the talking points. But I really appreciate you, my fans, my viewers, my subscribers, for the great job done in case of any help to improve on picture quality or to get materials so that we can accommodate or we can lay out better content to the world. You can even contact me on 0702 970572, or in case there is anybody who would like also to advertise with us on one of the fastest growing YouTube channels. You can also communicate to me on 702 970572 or at Izex or on you can email me on izexoniamido@gmail.com. Our biggest headlines yesterday, I will just pass through some of the headlines. This time, I'll be talking about the results, about the games played yesterday, and even but the biggest hint will be on the game of the day. That was Italy against Ukraine. Remember, Italy, Ukraine, North Macedonia, and England are all under the same globe, and they are competing for the Berlin Euro 2024 competitions. However, remember that Italy are the defending champion, having won this trophy in 2020. However, they missed out on the World Cup, and even in the group they are in, you think that it is very tight, anything can happen. That before going to this game, they were in the third position with only 4 points. Ukraine were on 7 points and England were on 13 points, where I think England now are safe and I think they will qualify after having a better edge over their competitors in this group. But the game of the day, it was played in Milan, that is in Italy, when Italy hosted Ukraine, the stubborn Ukraine. The game started out intense in that Italy needed this game in case they failed to win this game. Remember, the game went 2-0. 2-1, that is courtesy of Italy, under David Frates, scored both goals in the halftime, and also uh, Andrei Yamarenko pulled one for Ukraine, but that's how it ended, to make them level with Ukraine on 7 points. However, Italy are in second position with a better goal difference against Ukraine. So the tug or the fight for second position for qualifying for the Euro 2024 Berlin competition in this group is still very tight. But what are some of the talking points? Remember, Italy previously had Roberto Mancini as coach, but after a poor spell of failing to take Italy to the World Cup, that was in the 2022 World Cup, he had to resign, and Italy went on to recruit or give opportunity to Luciano Spalletti. I remember that man. Those ones who have followed him for long, like we, was in Roma. He had numerous spells in Roma. He went to St. Petersburg, where he won his first league titles. That was back to back, and then later on he came back. But the biggest headlines that rose him to fame is after spearheading Napoli after 30 years without a trophy or a Serie A trophy last season. He won it and even resigned from the job, but was given the job to train or to coach the Italy national team. He had not gotten a good spell in that all the star players that had started on Italy, some of them have left international football and they have gone back to the grassroots to try and capture talent from the academies and also from the unders. That's why Italy is not performing out to the heights. But however, with his masterclass, I think he can get some good football out of these young superstars. I remember this man or this boy who scored the 2 goals is only 23 years of old, born in Rome, just 5 feet and 10 inches, is playing for Inter Milan, but on loan from Sassuolo, has only had 7 caps for the Italian side and has scored 3 goals. I think this would be such a huge talent or we as sports encyclopedias, which we should watch out for this young man. We expect him to become a superstar after taking opportunity or leading yesterday to score 2 goals. He's not a striker, but he's a midfielder. It was such good football. To those who watched the game in San Siro, like I personally, who was evident upon the measures or the style of play, you can see that this was really a different Italian side that uh, 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 played with anger, with desire, compared to that team that drew with North Macedonia 1-1. You can see that the game yesterday was very competitive, and even Ukraine had to put there a showcase at least to show that we are not a hard nut to crack. So football was being played either way. However, Italy had the better chances. I think this group will run until the last game to see who can follow up England to qualify on second spot ahead of the Euro 2024 Berlin competitions. But what are some of the talking points? Superstar goalkeeper, that is PSG goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma was there in a goal. Zaniolo, the Roma superstar, was also there. However, his impact was not well felt on the pitch. I think it's this younger boy who took attention, who made the headlines for the team to progress. Let us pray for them and Luciano Spalletti to hope that his tactics can groom up this team at least to go and defend their title come next year. But besides that, we have other games that were played. Brazil won 1-0. Argentina also won 3-0 after the absence of Lionel Messi. Enzo Fernandes led by example and scored one of the goals to make sure that Argentina, in their pursuit for world-class football, still continues. They won 3-0. Another game also upon the qualifiers that put up a huge group tight competition. That was Norway. Norway won 2-1 against Georgia. It was such an impressive performance from English superstar and Manchester City forward, that is Erling Brandt Haaland, scored a goal, and then later on captain, that is Martin Odegaard, the Arsenal superstar, also added another one to make it 2-1, to make sure that Norway at least can put pressure on the chasing pack. Remember, this group of Norway has Scotland. Scotland is leading it. Spain is leading. Spain is next, and then Norway is in third position. I think anything can happen. But I will also talk about the Spanish game or Spain game, which they played against Cyprus. They managed to win this game 6-0. I think it's such a huge performance. I remember previously they had just won 7-0, so this time they won 6-0. I think this Spanish side is having good football. As always, they have the tic-tac, they hold the ball, and superstars like Gavi are there to lead by example. All the players or experienced players like Alvaro Morata are also there. Other superstars like Ferran Torres, the Barcelona superstar, was on score sheet. He scored 2 goals. So I think Gavi also scored 1 goal. This youthful squad is having such good football to showcase on the pitch. So we expect such superstars to showcase talent come in the Euro 2024 qualifiers. There are many games that were played yesterday, but I think I will just give you some of the few headlines. Also, another game that was Germany. Germany had to beat world champions. World Cup runners-up, that is France, 2-1 after a lengthy period without winning a game. Remember, previously they had just sacked their head coach, that is Hans Flick, after a difficult spell with the national team, in that he had played 25 games and he had only won 12 games, and in the previous 5 games had only won once and had lost all the 4 games. So it was such not huge performance on the national team that forced the Germany FA to chase him away and get alternatives before the Euro 2024 qualifiers come into touch, because their form was not well pleasant to the fans. I think that's how things went on. In case of any feedback or any comment, you can inbox me there on our comment box. Till yours, I'm Izekson Hamido, the Sports Encyclopedia.